Hey guys, happy Saturday. I just wanted to give you a quick update about AssistFlare and where I've reached. So basically I have completed the MVP. I just have to deploy it to my server now and it should be good to go. I'm targeting a release date of the 23rd, which is Black Friday. So I'm gonna release it on Black Friday with some promo code for you guys to have it at a reduced price on Black Friday. So taking a look at how the dashboard looks like, obviously from the last video I made, things have changed a lot. On the left side, you have a site switcher where you can switch between the different knowledge bases you have. You can easily select one of the knowledge bases and it will switch over to that one and load the data for that knowledge base. You can also click on the link here to view your knowledge base easily. So if you click on it, it will open up the knowledge base itself in a new tab, as well as you can also view when it was last synced. For example, here 4 hours ago, and then you can optionally click this button to resync your knowledge base if you want to. Pro versions, the Pro plan will have automatic sync, so the knowledge bases are gonna sync automatically at some predefined interval, and the free tier will have no automatic sync. So every time you make a change to your knowledge base, you're gonna have to come into the admin dashboard and then sync it manually here. And then what we have on the left hand side is a list of all your top level collections. For example, here I have 4, and then you can see the total number of articles you have in all of your collections, and then you can see the breakdown by collection. So for example, Getting Started has 6 articles, and within Getting Started we have 2 sub-collections, one called Onboarding and one called Syncing, and within each of those sub-collections we have 3 articles each. And in a similar fashion, you can view the articles present in any of these sub-collections, and it's going to show up in this format. And from here you can easily access your article. You can click on the link and it will open up the article directly on your knowledge base. You can see whether it's published or not, and then you can see when it was last updated. You can also see whether this article is part of the suggested list, which is what appears on the front page here at the bottom. So if you have any articles marked as suggested, it's going to show up on your home page as these links here. The idea of suggested articles is to give visitors an entry point into the knowledge base, like recommended articles they need to check out to be able to get started with whatever products they're trying to look for documentation for. And then what else? We have also the different feedback you are going to have on articles. So if you have not seen it yet, at the bottom of each article, visitors have the ability to rate the article, so bad, neutral, and good. And this is what shows up here with the different counts of bad, neutral, and good. And then based on this, you can understand what articles are most helpful, what are not so helpful, and improve on those articles from your side. So this is the article views and then the different collections and sub-collections. We also have a bunch of settings here which you can customize. General settings, for example, allows you to configure the site name. So you can configure the site name, the knowledge base name here. You can set a description here as well, which is used in your meta title and meta description. You can also set the language of your site. So if your knowledge base content is in a different language, you can set the language as whatever language it is in, and it's gonna put that as a meta tag in the knowledge base itself. Also, you can enable or disable search engine indexing. So if you don't want your knowledge base to be indexed by search engines, you can disable it. And it's gonna create appropriate entries in the robots.txt for you to be able to make it non-indexable. So this is a general settings. And then we have got the look and feel setting as well. So the look and feel setting basically is what we have as the customized page on the onboarding workflow, but it's expanded a bit to contain additional configuration options. So here you can see a preview of your knowledge base, the landing page. I'm going to probably add different previews as well, like previews for the article page and the different pages we have at a later point. But for now, I'm going to keep it just the home page. Of course, you can switch between mobile and desktop views. You can switch between light mode and dark mode to see how it looks like. On the left side, you can upload a logo for the dark background and a logo for the light background. And I have added these preview icons here where you can see how the logo you have uploaded looks like. You can also upload your favicons here, which also has a preview. And then in the theme section, you can define the accent color. Accent color are basically these colors here, the yellow ones. And then if you don't define a link color, it's going to use the accent color as link color. But if you want to override the link color with something else, especially if you want to have good contrast between your page and the link, you can define a different link color as well. I'm going to have probably at some later point even more granular configuration, like you could configure a link color for light mode and dark mode, and accent color for light mode and dark mode, but that will be at some later point. Right now, I'm going to give only these two options. And of course, we also have the menu editor. So I have simplified it a little bit. Previously, you could create and delete menus. But now if you create a site, by default, it's going to already create the header menu and footer menu. And since we don't have any additional menu locations, I'm not going to give people option to create menus or delete menus. So these are the only two menus which are going to be available. And then you can edit the contents of the menu itself. You can add external links in your menu, or you can choose one of the collection or article links to place into your menu. And once you're done with that, you can hit save. It's gonna update your site. Besides the menu, you can also configure your footer copyright. So basically, this text here, you can put whatever you want, and then you can use these placeholders %y and %n to dynamically include the year and the name of your site in the copyright message. So like you can see, it will update in real time, and it's a similar thing for all of the other configuration options here. So everything that you configure here is gonna change in real time on the preview. And once you're satisfied with how the site looks, you can just hit save, and it's gonna save it, and you can go back to your dashboard from the look and feel page. So this is a little bit about the customization options you have in AssistFlare. What else do we have? We have the ability also to configure your domain. So by default, during the onboarding process, you configure a subdomain, an aa.assistflare.com subdomain. But you also have the ability to set up a custom domain. So a custom domain can be a top-level domain, for example, holychat.com, or it can be a subdomain of a custom domain. So docs.holychat.com, you can put those. And once you put those, you just have to create a CNAME record in your DNS provider, and it's gonna pick up automatically and issues the SSL certificate for whatever domain you have put here. And one of the new things here compared to store mode is the ability to configure with a subfolder as well. So if you have a custom domain where the top level domain is maybe your landing page, but then you want to have your documentation on a /docs subfolder. You can put docs here and then hit save. And then on your side, you have to create a proxy, which is going to proxy to your original AssistFlare subdomain. So it's going to then map and redirect whatever is present in your knowledge base to your custom domain and subfolder here. So I'm going to write documentation around this, which is the whole point of AssistFlare, basically, to be able to write documentation, document everything. So this is going to be documented, and I'm going to put links here to the documentation on how to actually achieve all of those configuration for the different types of domain we have supported on AssistFlare. And then we have custom code as well. So if you want, for example, to be able to verify your knowledge base on, for example, Google Search Console, you have to put a meta tag in your site. So you can put that here, and then you can verify your site in Google Search Console. You can also include scripts for maybe something like intercom or crisp.im, and add scripts for tracking, for analytics, and other stuff like that. You can also add custom CSS here if you want to further customize the look and feel of your knowledge base. You can put custom CSS here and further customize how it looks like. So this is the administration part of AssistFlare and the different settings that you have. So it's very bare bones right now, but I'm going to be adding a lot more features and configuration options down the line. But now let's jump into how the knowledge base itself looks like. So what are the changes I have done to finalize on this? So previously we covered that we have links at the top. We have the search engine here where you can search for documents. It's going to use full text search here. You also have the ability to switch between light mode and dark mode, and also system if you prefer a system based on how your system is configured. On the left side, you have the different collections, and then the sub-collections within those collections, and then the articles within the sub-collections. On the main page, of course, you have a list of collections, and then the suggested resources listed underneath those collections. One of the changes I have made here for AssistFlare, I have implemented already the ability to have syntax highlighting. So you can have syntax highlighting with support for all languages found in Notion already. You can caption your code, you can put a caption, and it's going to show up here from within Notion. It shows up the language as well, what language this code is in, and then you can also copy to the clipboard whatever is in this code block here, and it's going to say it's been successfully copied. You also have callouts which have been implemented, and then synced blocks which have been implemented as well. So if you're not familiar with sync block in Notion, it's basically a way to keep different blocks which are shared in different pages in sync with each other. So for example, if you want to have a common callout message on all pages of your documentation, you can create a sync block, and wherever you update that sync block, it's going to reflect across all pages. So that's a very powerful tool to use for documentation sites where you have to repeat sometimes the same message over and over again on different pages. So you can centralize that message in a sync block, and once you have to update that message, it's going to update across board in all of your pages in your documentation site. So basically that's about it in terms of what has been implemented. Now my next steps are to deploy this to production, update the landing page to be reflecting what are the capabilities of AssistFlare, how it's going to help you, and then finally launch it on Black Friday. So I'm not sure if I'm going to actually implement payments right now on Black Friday, but let's see if I have time to do it. I'm gonna do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna launch it as a beta and it's gonna be free during the beta period, and eventually I'm gonna implement payments for the knowledge base. So that's about it, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna be creating the documentation for AssistFlare already on itself, and then the next one would be store mode documentation, and you guys will be able to take a look at how those documentation sites come along to get a feel of what is possible to be done using AssistFlare. So that's about it. Thank you, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about AssistFlare. Take care.